All right, everyone. So we are closing in on the trade deadline. Hard to believe it is almost that time of the year. The Phillies have completely turned their season around. Just had a major series win against the Washington Nationals. One of the strangest series I think I've ever seen in my life. Um, we're getting closer to the All-Star game. We're almost halfway through the season. You know, the trade deadline's coming up, and I figured we'd come on here and talk about some trade rumors, some targets, and some guys that I would like to see the Phillies bring in, and talk a little bit about the current staff and roster that they have right now at the moment. So let's get into all this. I have a couple articles here. I have one from the Philly Voice right here, so obviously, go check this out after we read it. I have another one right here from Yahoo Sports. This one's just kind of a short one. We have the prospect ranking for the Phillies. We'll talk about some of these guys. These are the top trade deadlines from ESPN. We're going to talk about some of these guys. So what do the Phillies need? I think there's a couple areas of concern. Obviously, number one, it's the outfield. I mean, I feel like we do this every single year. If you look at the Phillies outfield right now, it's hilarious. So in left, you have Brandon Marsh, who has been, I'm ready to call him one of the best outfielders in baseball. Brandon Marsh, what a season. Not even just a season. The past year, he's just completely turned his career around. He went from somebody that I really thought maybe it was time to move on from last year when he went over April. And this year he's been one of the best hitters in baseball. One of the best outfielders in not just the NL, in baseball. I mean, he's going to be an all-star. What a season Brandon Marsh has had. I mean, if we pull up his stats, this is ridiculous. 2026 regular season, a 324 average, 875 OPS. He has 12 home runs. He had another home run tonight. He's been absolutely incredible. He's a solid defender out in the corners. I don't like him in center. I'm fine with him out in the corners. And then you look at the rest of left field. It's Sosa when he fills in there. Not a fan of Sosa. Sosa is not an outfielder. And it's just kind of something that they slap a Band-Aid on. Obviously, Stubbs and Schwarber aren't playing left. Center field has pretty much been Justin Crawford all season. The Phillies did trade for Derek Hill, who has had 2 home runs in the Phillies' outrageous series against the Nationals. I actually like Derek Hill. I think he's been solid. He can sit in the middle of the order, solid OPS guy, solid average. Hit a couple home runs so far for the Phillies. Just can kind of sit in like the middle lower part of the order and be like a solid bat here and there. A solid righty. I think he's fine to have in the platoon. I mean, they traded pennies on the dollar for him. He's a decent defender. I actually really like the Derek Hill trade. That was a pretty good one. But Crawford has really struggled as of late. I mean, he started the season hitting like 340, down to 243, just a 600 OPS. Really kind of hit that rookie wall, I would say a couple weeks ago now. And he's been struggling. I'm not going to absolutely trash on him yet. I think he can still sit at the bottom of the order. He's still a rookie, still learn. But, having the platoon out there is probably for the best. He's really, really strong. I don't know if it shows it on here. He has struggled against left-handed pitching. I guess I can't really pull that up unless it's on his splits. Okay, so versus lefties, he is hitting 162, 244 on base, 162 slug, and a 400 OPS against lefties, 259 against righties. I believe in AAA he hit like 300 against lefties, so definitely been a big adjustment for him. I'm not going to trash on him too much. Again, he's a rookie. I'm still fine with him being out there almost every day. And then you do have Marsh fill in, once in a while when you really shift it around. And then you look at right field. Adolis Garcia is down for the season, which sucked because, he was really starting to turn it around. And really unfortunate. By far the best defensive outfielder on this list. Cannon for an arm. Really sucks that he goes down So you just have this massive hole in right field. Rincones has been solid. I mean, again, we're trying to win a World Series here. Okay, I'm ready to push the chips in, right? I'm cool with Rincones and Derek Hill making their contributions. Derek Hill more so as a veteran player, but I mean, you seriously want to go out here and try to improve the outfield. And then I'm sorry, the next biggest problem is having a left-handed reliever. It's been a struggle for the lefties in this bullpen. Jose Alvarado, whew, brutal season, a 5.9 ERA, a 1.66 whip. I don't know what his fidelity index is, but it can't be very good. Alvarado has just been getting skinned alive all season. He has not been good whatsoever. Very brutal watch. Tim Meza is fine. He has a 3 ERA, a .99 whip. He's been solid. Somebody that you can trust, but Kerkering's kind of your big reliever or your setup for Duran. Alan Rangel has been we'll talk about starters in a second, but he's been a starter. Chase Shugart, whatever, fine. 3.25 ERA, 1.16 whip, fine. Jonathan Bolin I've actually kind of liked. I wish he would maybe get some more opportunities. 3.8 ERA. Again, he's a righty. And then Kyle Baucus has been hurt a lot. Does have the strange arm slot, but definitely did struggle when he was out there a little bit. You don't have a lefty reliever in here that you really can trust. I mean, you can't trust Alvarado anymore. Brad Keller's hurt right now. Brad Keller, brutal watch. I, honest to God, don't know how his whip isn't like 3. I swear to God, every time Brad Keller pitches, there's like 2 or 3 people on base. It's just ridiculous how many people he walks. He just walks out. His command has been horrible. So you just look at the bullpen and it's like, obviously you have Johan Duran, one of the best players in baseball, just flat out amazing. Keller, you hope can get right. Alvarado, awful, just awful. Tim Mays has been solid. Kerkering, it's probably been your second best bullpen pitcher. Rangel starting right now. Sugar's fine. Bolin's fine. Seth Johnson I didn't even talk about. And then Kyle Baucus, who really knows? So you need a lefty in this bullpen. And then the rotation. So the Andrew Painter thing didn't really work. Very unfortunate. He got skinned alive after like his third start. It all kind of went downhill. I still believe in Painter, but I mean, you can't run, a bullpen game out there every 5 days. They're going to have to find somebody who can be a 5th starter. I mean, I don't really need to talk about the rotation too much. You know all these guys. You know Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo. Nola has his moments, but still, you can do a lot worse than Aaron Nola. So you need a 5th starter, but a lefty, big-time reliever, and a right fielder. So let's get into this one right here. So the first person they bring up is Byron Buxton from the Twins. Buxton had been hurt quite a lot over the past couple years, but this year he's come back at 32 and he has returned to being one of the best outfielders in baseball, one of the best players in baseball. Byron Buxton is absolutely amazing. He has a no trade clause. He likes being in Minnesota. But man, if he would waive that no trade clause, you can have whatever you want for Buxton. I would send everything. I don't really care, honestly. I take whatever you want. Byron Buxton on the Phillies would be a dream come true. Would be one of the biggest moves of this season, maybe the biggest move of the trade deadline. It just comes down to him waiving the no trade clause to actually come and play in Philadelphia. We'll see. He said he doesn't want to leave. Minnesota isn't really going anywhere anytime soon. That roster is not very good, but Buxton has been amazing this year, tearing it up. 23 home runs, hitting .275, 336 on base, 601 slug. He's did I read that wrong? I probably read that wrong. Whatever. He's been amazing. Where's this thing? We'll pull Buxton up because what a season he's had. We'll get to Taylor Ward in a second. So on base, 327, slug 585 for a 912 OPS. He's been really good this year. He hits the ball hard. He sends it flying. He's been great. He's great on base. Good defender. He's a righty. Whew, man. You don't know what I would do to have Byron Buxton on this team. It would be amazing. It's probably not going to happen, but you can dream. Now this one, I don't know where this came from. George Springer has been horrible this year. He's been horrible. Now, last year he was really good. The 2 years before that, he was falling apart. Where's he playing? Okay, number one, he's been horrible this year. Okay, he's old as hell. Where's he playing? He's a DH. George Springer is not playing out in the field. You're not moving Kyle Schwarber. You're not moving any... I don't know where this came from. I saw this somewhere else. Of people talking about George Springer. No. No. That's not happening. Jarren Duran would actually be super interesting. He is a lefty. You would want a right-handed bat. Right. Because the Phillies have struggled big time against left-handed pitching, and a lot of that is because they don't have a power right-handed bat. They can't stack righties against a lefty starter because they don't have it. I mean, they brought Rincones up, who's a lefty, right? Felix Reyes had his chance and wasn't very good in the major leagues, and he's a righty. So Duran would be interesting, but he's young. You would have a ton of control on him until 2029. He has struggled this season. I would really like to see him on another team. I think he's going to be on another team. Boston has been terrible this year. Their outfield has a lot going on. He was somebody who had his name come up last year. I would really like this. He is a lefty, but man, just having somebody else out there in the outfield would be really nice. Duran still has a ton of potential. Still a ton of potential. Good hitter, good defender. I'd really like to see him on the Phillies. I would do it. Now, this probably isn't happening. Mickey Moniak, he's been good this year. He's hitting .280 this year. He is a lefty again. I mean, a lot of this is Coors Field, right? Let's not sit here and act like it's not. I think Moniak did get hurt too lately. I just don't really see this happening. I don't know. I mean, it's the Rockies. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded, but this right here is something I have been talking about for years. I mean, every single year we do the exact same song and dance with the outfield. You get your Harrison Baders, you get your Austin Hayes types guys. I have wanted Taylor Ward on this team for years, and I think this might finally be the time I get my wish. He's a righty. He can sit in the middle of the order. He always has like a mid 700s OPS, hits the ball hard, has good plate discipline, does strike out a little bit too much, not the best bat speed, a decent defender, just somebody who can actually bring some pop. Okay, the Orioles, oh brother. Speaking of garbage, the Orioles have been terrible. He's on an expiring deal. They're going to trade him. Okay. Great hitter. I want him on this team. I've wanted him on this team for a while. I mean, this would probably be someone you could get pretty cheap. Maybe this is the year that it finally happens. And then they put Dalton Varsho on here. I don't really see this happening. Again, another lefty. I don't really see that happening. And then they have Lane Thomas and Starling Marte from the Royals, who absolutely suck. Lane Thomas, I don't know. Somebody you would have to hit on the margins. And then Starling Marte, I'm good. 37-year-old. I'm kind of good on that one. So, I mean, out of all these, Taylor Ward, I think, is probably the most likely. I think he is somebody that is an actual target. I really, really would love to see Taylor Ward on this team. Jarren Duran I'd be okay with. And then Byron Buxton. It's not going to happen. It's a pipe dream. It's the same thing we do every year with Mike Trout, who I didn't put on here because it's not happening. But I can dream, right? I'm allowed to dream. I'm allowed to let my pants get a little moist, okay? I would love Byron Buxton on this team. I have one up here from Yahoo Sports. They kind of bring up the same people, but two interesting names right here. This is somebody that I've seen a lot of fans talk about. Number one, that is Matt Chapman. Now, here's your problem with, okay, Matt Chapman, still a premier defender at third base. Matt Chapman is one of the best defensive third basemen in baseball. Amazing fielder. The hitting is what started to fall off. I think he has 4 more years on his contract up to age 37, probably at that point. I don't know if he's really that much of an upgrade over Alec Boehm. I mean, if we look at these stats, I mean, there's a lot of blue in here. His expected batting average is 214. His slug is 329 for a 291 WOBA. Not very good at all. Still, a veteran hitter, a very good defender. I don't... Dude, that contract is so bad. I don't want to see Matt Chapman playing on this goddamn team. Okay, in 2029. He's going to be cooked by then. I know Alec Boehm is a sore topic for a lot of people, and there's a lot of blue on here, but he has been better as of late. He is not the world's best fielder. I don't agree with his fielding stats being this bad. I feel like when you watch him play, he's not going to make the flashy defensive plays at third base, but I mean, I feel like he makes enough of the routine plays. He's cut down on the errors. That was his biggest problem before. He's a decent contact hitter. He's not really going to be able to fix his average that much because he just started off the season so bad. I know he has a 600 OPS, but I think he is somebody that could finish, around his career, 730, 740, 750 OPS. Hit for a high average, and be solid. Is he the power bat that they need? No. No, he is not. But I would keep Boehm before I go get Matt Chapman. Okay, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people hate Boehm. I am not an Alec Boehm defender. I'm not a stan. I'm not on his Johnson every night. But I would rather have him. Okay, and I know a lot of people do view him as one of the worst players in baseball and one of the worst third basemen. And he's very inconsistent, but he's still a solid enough hitter to have in the middle of your order. I would rather have Boehm walk at the end of the year than continue to pay Matt Chapman. Okay, I'm sorry on that one. I'm selling that take. I'm good. I think you can roll with Boehm. What does his future look like? I mean, that's not really, important to talk about right now, but I mean, when you look at third base around baseball, it's pretty bad. It's like your top couple guys. I mean, we've seen Manny Machado. I don't think he's going to hit 180 for the rest of his career, but we've seen him really take a step back. just not a very good position in baseball this year. I don't know where they go from here in the future, but I think you're fine to keep Bohm throughout this season. And then they bring up Aroldis Chapman. Now, Aroldis Chapman was somebody who got thrown around last year as a trade deadline target. He didn't get traded because the Red Sox were actually a playoff team last year and weren't complete garbage. He was very, very good last year. A 1.17 ERA, a .7 WHIP. Following it up again this year with another insane season at age 38. Chapman is one of the best left-handed relievers in baseball. He's a freak of nature. Still pumping 97, 98, 99, over 100 at 38, a 1.24 WHIP, 1.99 ERA. This guy's a monster. Like, I don't know how he does it at 38. Okay, he is still incredible from the left side. The problem is, he's a piece of shit. He's a terrible person. I mean, I would like to see this. I don't know if they're actually going to bring him in because he is a questionable person off the field and has had a lot of off-field things happen. And I'm kind of good on that, but I mean, if they want to say screw it and go get him, I'd be okay with it. I think it's probably going to cost you. Boston, they're probably going to sell, and they're going to sell high on Chapman because you're losing one hell of a pitcher. He is just absolutely unreal still. And then we talked about Jarren Duran before. Would be okay with that, but I really, really want a right fielder, man. I really, really want that. And I want them to be aggressive, right? So, look, we got some prospects. We have some prospects to talk about, guys. So, Aiden Miller, I don't know if he has the same value that he carried a year ago. The back injury has been a problem. I mean, it set him back a year. He's still, he's 22. We can see it right there. He'll be 23 next year. I think he does come up next year. Maybe he is the Alec Bohm replacement next year. He is going to be an infielder. I don't remember. I think maybe when he was in single A, they tested him out in the outfield, but he has been an infielder pretty much as he's come up through the Phillies farm system, been sidelined all of this year in AAA with a back injury. Probably not going to see him the rest of the year. This is going to be a next year thing. I know it says 2026 on here, but he's been out with an injury. I think he's still the top prospect. I don't know if he carries the same trade value. And I'm just going to say it right now. This team ain't getting any younger. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Zach Wheeler, they're not getting younger. Okay? I'm okay with burning the farm system. I have been somebody that's kind of been on the fence about it. I would burn it. Look, I'll burn it, right? Like, who cares? Who cares? The Phillies have a mediocre farm system anyway. Just burn it. Just burn it. Why not? I like Gage Wood. I think he's very interesting. I don't really know what the plan is with him. It says 2027 on here. They talked about him being a starter. I would imagine he starts in the bullpen before they would make him a starter next year. I mean, I'll trade. Look, if Byron Buxton's on the table, pack your bags. I'll drive Aiden Miller and Gage Wood to the airport. Okay? I'll walk them there. I will carry them on my back there. Right, I'm okay with burning this farm system if you can go out and get a big-time bat like that. Arun Escobar, still out, pretty far out. Has had his solid moments. Same thing with Dante Nori. We saw Rinquiones come up. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded. I think he's somebody that you could throw in there. Moses Chausse has been, I think, pretty good in Double-A, if I remember correctly. Griffin Burkholder, still in A. And then you kind of look through this. Gene Cabrera, I feel like he was held way higher before. You kind of come through here and, it's brutal. Brian Rincon is somebody to keep your eye on. Same thing with Keaton Anthony. I think Keaton Anthony's been tearing it up lately, actually, at first base. But, Painter has gone back down. He's lost all. I see people talk about trading Painter. He lost all his value, guys. Come on. You're not trading somebody who got skinned in MLB. Okay? You're going to trade a Gage Wood and a Rune Escobar, a Dante Nori, a Rincones, a Moses Chausse. I think Miller stays put. But if somebody wants him, I'm pulling the trigger. If it's a big time trade, I'm pulling the trigger. If it's a rental, I'm okay with burning some of these guys in here, some of these arms, but man, it's brutal looking at this farm system, painfully mediocre. We can take a look here really quick through the ESPN trade candidates. Let's turn that off. Obviously, Tarek Skubal's the big one. I really don't see the Phillies going out and getting him. Every team that's a contender is going to put an offer in for him. Unfortunately, the Dodgers somehow have the best farm system in baseball, so they're probably going to get him, and it's going to be ridiculous, and we're all going to throw up. And then we're going to have a lockout next year, but I don't see them really being able to outbid a team for Skubal. I would love it, but Buxton, again, somebody that probably isn't gonna waive the no trade clause, but phew, man, I'd be on cloud nine. Please make it happen. Jeremy Pena, not happening. Joe Ryan has been one of the best pitchers in the AL this year. He's been really good. I don't know what it would cost to get him. They didn't trade him last year when they burned their team down. I do think he gets traded this year. I would love him as the fourth starter or third starter. Him on this team would be ridiculous. You could fill in that fifth starter spot. He's going to cost a lot. He's not going to be cheap. I would love Joe Ryan on this team. He would be awesome. Awesome. CJ Abrams not happening. Reed Detmer's not happening. Jose Soriano, the Angels don't trade people. Okay? The Angels have no idea what they're doing. Aroldis Chapman, I do think he probably gets traded. I saw some people talking about Wilson Contreras. Has hit, I think, over 300 this year. He's been really good. He is a little bit older, but somebody who has actually mashed the baseball. He's hit very well this year. He is a first baseman. I really don't see the Phillies ever moving Harper off first base back into the outfield. They're not going to ever risk him getting injured again. I just don't really see it, but I think, similar like Eugenio Suarez last year, somebody that's going to, come in, sit in the cleanup spot, the fifth spot for somebody, and hit very well. I just don't think he's really a fit. Sandy Alcantara, I'm good. I'm good. Freddie Peralta, not happening. Taylor Ward, man, we talked about him earlier. I think this is happening. I really do. If I had to put my money on who the Phillies are going to hit this year, or who the Phillies are going to get this year, I could see Taylor Ward just coming in and slugging. I would really, really enjoy seeing him. Luis Ariz, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just good. Gleyber Torres, I'm good. Sonny Gray could actually be interesting as your fourth or fifth starter. He is old, right? He's not getting any younger. Casey Mize would be interesting. If the Tigers are just going to burn it all down, and then you kind of go down through here, it's like, Seiya Suzuki. I could see this happening. I don't think he's going to be cheap. He's been a consistent hitter this year. Hasn't been his best season this year. Not exactly a big upside type of player, but I could see this happening. I could see that happening. Match, this is not happening. They're gonna have the Phillies in here. I'm good. I'm just good. He's owed $100 million from 2027 to 2030. No, I don't want this. And then Rafael Devers. Yeah, no. Wow. The Giants have some bad contracts. Holy crap. Catcher, I mean, they're going to put JT Realmuto could be, a corpse, and they're still going to give him a bat and have him go out there and catch every day. Seth Lugo, I'm good. Old as hell. I would love Joe Adell on this team. The Angels don't trade anyone because they're stupid and they have no idea what they're doing. Jarren Duran, I could see. Then you kind of just have to go through the dumpster pile here. It's going to be really interesting to see where they try to pick up another lefty. There was somebody on the Yankees. I forget who it was, but that you gotta hit on the margins when it comes to something like that. Really gonna be interesting to see who they go out and pick up. Would be a big fan of Taylor Ward. I feel like he would just fit really nicely in the middle of the order, come in, slug some baseballs. You're not committed to him long term. He would be a rental, and the Phillies love rentals at the trade deadline. That's all they trade for. So let me know who you want to see the most down below in the comments. On your right, hit the like button for me, sub button, post notifications. Love you guys, and see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.